Cameras off. For those of you who don't know, I have low vision. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube page to see more awesome videos. I also do songwriting. I also do science. I do history. I do biography. And I also do music playlists. Now, in 1763, Spanish lost Florida to the British. But we're going to do a whole history of Florida. In 1513, the Spanish came over to Florida. It wasn't called Florida then. In 1515, Spanish made a colony and a village of their own in Florida. And unfortunately, there were many Native American tribes way back from 1000 BC. There was Native Americans, and possibly even before then, that were living there long before the Spanish came. And when the Spanish came over, they brought many diseases and stuff, and they were very violent to the people who lived there in the tribes of Native Americans. In 1565, the Spanish built a military base farther inland and bigger villages all over, and that's when the war really started, with the Native Americans even being treated worse. But the French, British, and Spanish all fought over Florida together, and that's what led to the demise of Spanish owning Florida. They lost Florida to the British in 1763, and then in the 1800s, Stonewall Jackson went into Florida and used his army and hurt many of Native Americans, and also took Florida back from the British, and Florida became a state of America. And you might have heard of the Trail of Tears. Well, many Native American tribes were forced to go down there or they got killed. And that's a whole nother story. We'll do a video on that. But Stonewall Jackson, he burnt down many villages and many buildings in Florida in the 1800s. And also, now we're going up to modern day Florida. We're moving and moving and moving. Did you know, though, there are many old ancient Native American grave sites still in them swamps undiscovered? Some of the Native American tribes were known for poverty, making ceramics. It means poverty. I don't know how to pronounce that exactly, but I apologize. But they used it to make ceramics, and they also did music, dancing. They had a dance called the bluegrass dance, and then they had another dance, a couple other, and they were doing too many tribes to list. And if you go in the Ocala National Forest, with some of the tribes' reminiscences of it, like little pieces of the old ancient tribes, are still there in the Ocala National Forest. And they also have a trail named after the one Indian tribe in Florida. The Ocala National Forest covers a lot of acreage, so much you'd have to bring some good amounts of food with you, so when you hike it, you have enough to survive if you get lost. Did you know Ocala, Florida is also the horse capital of the world? Yes, Florida. All of Florida ain't all city and hustle and bustle like you might think. Florida has many awesome spots of it too, like for instance, Jeepers Creepers. That was made in Ocala, Florida, if you look it up. And Florida has many rural, small towns and villages. And Marion County has a lot to offer also. Did you know Silver Spring State Park was the first park in Florida? And it wasn't just a state park when it was first opened. Before, it was just a regular private family owned place with a glass bottom famous boat ride, amusement rides, trails, camping, and Juniper Springs, the biggest spring so far known in the world, pumping out billions of gallons of water a second through the springs into the river. And also, Florida is a peninsula. Three sides of it is surrounded by water, and the side that is not connects to Georgia. And then you got the Florida Keys. You got many swamps all over Florida. You also have some land. Florida also has a couple of hills. Some people call them mountains, some people call them hills. It's whatever you prefer to call them, because geologically, they're huge hills. They're not really mountains because they don't go up that high, but they do go up pretty high. They're over 100 foot above sea level in Florida. That's pretty high. And also Walt Disney World, don't forget them. That brought a lot of people into Florida also. And don't forget the old railroad that brought Florida together. And there's some small towns that still have the original rail train sitting inside train stations. You can Google it. What small towns in Florida has it? There be in Central Florida. You'll find a couple. And there's some famous people from Florida. And also, did you know Florida, way, way, way back in the day, used to be cold and used to get snow? Yes, long, long time ago when the Ice Age happened, Florida was actually colder than it is now. It wasn't a tropics paradise like it is today. It wasn't at all. Before, it was very cold, very cold. They got snow in the wintertime, and they had summers. Today, Florida is a nice destination for retirees to live, and a nice place for all to live, with good weather all year round, sunshine. They're known as a sunshine state. But did you know Florida gets the most tornadoes? Yes, and the most lightning strikes. Their tornadoes ain't as big as others that go well known, but they do get many tornadoes and many lightning strikes. And yes, they have also in Florida a sinkhole alley located through central Florida, and it travels parts through this whole state. It goes to different parts of the state, but mainly in central Florida. It's called Sinkhole Alley. And unfortunately, Marion County sits right on it. And did you know they have a drag racing museum in Florida? An arts museum. They have so much. I highly recommend checking it out. They have tons of museums. And they have some people who teach you the dances of the Native American dances. And they have museums all about them also. I highly recommend you all to do more research on all that went on back in the day and how Florida became Florida how it is. This was a quick run through of the history of Florida. I would do more documentations about Florida, about why Florida is an awesome state, what is there to do in Florida, be another one, and I'll also do some on just certain history and certain things to do in Florida. If you haven't yet, check out my video. What is special about Steventown? Steventown, the only town on earth. Why is it the only town on earth like it? Well, it ain't the only town on earth, but it's something special about Steventown. You'll see it in the video. And also, don't forget to check out the Freedom Soldier Frida album and Freedom Roads album. That's an also music I released. And also, don't forget to check out Genetic gene therapy will change the world. You might not know a lot of medical things can be cured now, but unfortunately, all countries don't allow it. But it's 100% safe with no side effects because it's using your own genes and seeing what your genes are missing and changing either your diet or finding family members that have the same gene that you're missing can cure many diseases. And also, did you know they made a new windpipe out of stem cells for someone who had throat cancer and replaced it, and they're still living today? See you all in the next cool video. Please don't forget to subscribe. See you all soon to see more awesome videos. If you like this video, hit a like to let me know. Thank you.